This is Chris Morton, and you're listening to The Recovery. So welcome to my second episode in starting an independent gym. This episode, I'll be covering how I came up with the name Electric Fitness. Obviously when you decide to open up a gym, calling it is a big factor or a big decision that has to be made. Generally before you do much else, you sort of want to have an idea of what you're actually going to call the gym. Has a big bearing, sort of, I guess, the look and feel of the gym, the sort of demographics of the people who you want to be in your gym. Also, the type of people that you want in your gym, all sort of things that you have to consider. When I first wanted to do the gym, I was still thinking that I'd probably be calling it something CrossFit. So that was in the early days. I think I was like 90% pretty sure that it was going to be XYZ CrossFit or CrossFit something, rather than how I have it at the moment without CrossFit in the name. But I think, once I sort of dug into a little bit more research, I sort of started to go away from that and wanted a more abstract name, something that you could maybe scale to more locations down the track. So something along the lines of like Fitness First can be at multiple locations, Anytime Fitness, or in the CrossFit world, like NC Fit, which is run by Jason Kalipa, has multiple NC Fit locations throughout the States, and I think even a few overseas, where he's not using CrossFit in the name, but he does all of the workouts there are CrossFit. I knew that I wanted the gym to have CrossFit style training, primarily a real classic CrossFit style general physical preparedness, GPP type of programming. Probably less so strength and conditioning, more just to get everyday people every day stronger and fitter. That's what I wanted to get to better at in the marketplace and provide that sort of programming. And I guess why I sort of start to move away from CrossFit is just that elite perception that the CrossFit word has. Even I was a bit hesitant to join a CrossFit when I first started because I thought that it was some sort of programming or some sort of structure that got you to go to the CrossFit Games, and I think it's not the case. It's just basically a way to get fit, probably more effectively, really good bang for your buck type of fitness. And the way CrossFit had tagged itself, it was forging elite fitness. So that's actually what they went to market with. And years it was like that. So I guess they were becoming like snobs in the fitness world. Like, we are the fittest. We get people the fittest. Which is really good. And there's a marketplace for that. And even everyday people will get over the line and start thinking, yep, I need to get fitter. I need to lose some weight. I'm going to give this CrossFit thing a go. And then with all the marketing that comes out that CrossFit did over the years, I think there was people lining up to join CrossFit boxes. But I know personally, I don't want to be training elite athletes. Like, I don't want to be a coach trying to coach an NRL team. I would more consider myself a coach trying to maybe coach the local rugby team or rugby league team, and that's how I see it with how I want the gym to be, is helping people just like myself, for my journey, where I was had a bit of sporting background in my 20s, did a few things here or there, but sort of through work and life wasn't looking after myself, but then at some point wanted to get back. I knew it was important. I was getting a bit older, wasn't moving as well, body was getting, maybe had a sore back, sore neck from sitting in front of the computer. They just wanted to start moving a bit better, and that's what I want Electric Fitness to be. Or at the time, that's what I wanted my gym to be, was to help out everyday people. I'm not trying to send anyone here to the CrossFit Games. Good luck if someone within the box had that ability, or someone in the local area. Maybe they lived in Burleigh Heads and wanted to train here. Very, very welcome to train here. But I just know that 99% of the people out there just basically want to gain a bit of muscle, lose a bit of body fat. So these are all the decisions in coming up with my name. And also when this happened, it was pretty funny because CrossFit HQ actually changed their direction literally overnight. Greg Glassman came out and cut all the funding, or a lot of the funding for the CrossFit Games, and want to start shifting it into a thing called CrossFit Health. He started putting out more videos towards how the elderly can start doing workouts from home, which is actually pretty funny that right now that's all that anyone can do right now is to work out at home. And he's had a big shift in the way he was thinking. And it makes a lot of sense. I actually really agreed with his decision that he wanted to focus more on everyday people rather than all this money going to these elite athletes and trying to make them feel good about themselves and what they're doing. The real purpose is trying to get someone who is maybe 20 kilos overweight back to feeling good about themselves. And that's a business. That's a business. Trying to send someone to the CrossFit Games is not a business. It's not a reason to open up a CrossFit box or an independent gym. You want to be getting people results in your community. And that's what I wanted to start doing. And another real crazy thing with having CrossFit in the name is that you basically have to pick a unique name that doesn't already exist. And I think there's something like over 5,000 CrossFit affiliates worldwide, and every single one has to be a unique name. And good luck to you if you can try and find a name that you like that isn't already taken. It's crazy. So then I think I actually just started to form this strategy that I wanted to come up with a one-word name and add fitness on the end. So XYZ Fitness. I thought, once I knew that, then I could start sort of thinking on what that one word should be, what it should look like. Another thing I just didn't like was that all the CrossFit names tend to fall into two categories, either location-based. So, for example, CrossFit Burleigh, CrossFit Sydney, CrossFit, put in someone's postcode, put in a suburb name. Not really imaginative. But back 10 years ago when CrossFit opened, that's what basically you could do. For example, the first CrossFit on Gold Coast is, funnily enough, called Reebok CrossFit Gold Coast. So when you go to Google, you type in CrossFit Gold Coast and you're living in, say, Coomera, you're not going to go all the way to Bundall and join CrossFit Gold Coast, but that's the way CrossFit was handing out affiliations back 10, 15 years ago. Then you started to, I think once all those suburbs started to dry up and CrossFit started to put in rules where you couldn't actually come up with suburbs anymore, or they were all taken in your area, then you had to come up with more of an evocative name. And generally most people would probably try and come up with something that's related to strength or toughness or heart or intense training. So I don't know, what's a good example? Can't think of one right now, but you've got to come up with CrossFit something, CrossFit strong. These are the sort of names you had to start coming up with. I started just brainstorming. I think for would have been I reckon 2-3 months of coming up with names, and I'd write them down and I would Google them to see if they exist. And here are some of the ones that I come up with, which is, I don't know, I look at them now, I'm glad I didn't pick any of them. One was, alright, so I'll go through this list. CrossFit Ripon, I guess maybe a coast theme. Mort's Fitness, Mordo's House of Pain, which is really good. I reckon you could go to market with that and people would love it being called Mordo's House of Pain. But yeah, that was actually one of my friends suggested to do that. It's pretty funny. Never give up fitness, never quit fitness, never quit training, never give up training, undefeated forever. Way of Life Fitness, Way Strong Fitness, Future Fitness, but spelt like a different way without the E on the end. What's some more that I did? Athletic Fitness, 3 Fitness. Like, yeah, it's actually really hard. If you ever thought about opening up a gym, I give you the exercise to go come up with a name that you want and Google it to see if it doesn't already exist. You'd be surprised. So then I started thinking about brands like NC Fit and what they were doing. Other things like Nike and Apple have actually no meaning whatsoever. It's just over time, all your marketing and messaging and who you are suddenly gets associated with a brand. Like when you think of Apple, you think of high-end like iPhones and laptops. You don't probably think of picking up an actual green apple and eating it. That's what I was starting to sort of maybe switch towards. And even on the Gold Coast now, there's I think a few boxes that they're CrossFit affiliated, but they've sort of made steps to sort of push themselves away from being all about CrossFit, and actually they do other things like body dynamics. It's not body dynamics CrossFit, or they're obviously like everyone knows that they do CrossFit style programming there, but they also do a lot of other things. Urban Health and Fitness. They have the box over at Southport, still Urban CrossFit or CrossFit Urban, but the one at Burleigh is Urban Health and Fitness. So they've made that decision to have not have CrossFit in the name. Raw Iron, a famous one on the Gold Coast. Everyone knows them as Raw Iron, but they're CrossFit Raw Iron. So then with all this sort of research and Googling, I came across a podcast called the Mind Muscle Project. And they had this old episode. So this is actually, these guys are a gym owner is out of Sydney. They have their own CrossFit box. It's now called Creature Fitness, but they used to be called CrossFit Creature. They had this episode, it was called How CrossFit Can Destroy Your Brand. And I'll put the link below in the description of this episode so you can check it out. It's a really good sort of thought-provoking episode. And that basically they were saying that, sort of what I sort of mentioned before, that how people think CrossFit, people just think CrossFit's the same everywhere. So like it's a commodity. So if you were to go, like how F45 works, F45 training, wherever you go in Australia or the world, you know you're going to pay the same fee to get into a class and you're going to get the same workout. So it really doesn't matter where you go. All it's changing is location and the instructor delivering that program for you. However, in the CrossFit world, everything's independent. You just pay to be affiliated with CrossFit, but you actually run the business how you want. You can come up with a programming style that you want. You don't have to run strength pieces. You could just run conditioning pieces every single day. Like you can do whatever you want. They don't care how you do it. All they care is that you pay them X amount of dollars to use the word CrossFit in their name. So everyone just really rocks up. And I've experienced since opening the door, people will give me a call and go, I want to get a 2-week free trial. And I'm like, we don't do free trials here at Electric Fitness. She goes, at my place down in Sydney where I've moved up from, they gave away free trials. I was like, we actually don't do that. But what we like to do is this, this, and this. Or people will just, will come in to check it out and they'll be like, I only paid, $50 a week for unlimited, but you're asking for this. Like people just try and think everything's the same within CrossFit. And when people will basically go from like, who come into the area, will try out every box in the area and do like 2 weeks trial over here, 2 weeks trial over here, 2 weeks trial over here, and then probably just go to whatever owner gave them a discount because, CrossFit boxes are always so desperate for members. Sort of went on a little tangent there on CrossFit. So what I was trying to do, I want to actually position Electric Fitness to be different. So it's not CrossFit It's not fitness first, it's electric fitness. And when you come to electric fitness, you can expect this, this, and this. It's actually a different product. So I actually can't even remember how the word electric popped up into my head. I just know, I think one day I was just probably chilling out on the TV, and yeah, I was just like, oh, electric fitness. And it just rolled off the tongue. It was just two words. The word electric, can have that sort of, you can feel electric in a workout. I know if you were to watch like some sport, you can say it's an electric atmosphere here at the ground. Or you can say, oh, that was an electric play that particular player did. He's absolutely electric. He's on fire. I just think it has like a really good feel to it. I did a lot of Googling. Didn't seem to be taken anywhere. So yeah, I registered the domain in the end of November 2018. And then registered all the entities associated. I was able to get the website. So just everything sort of lined up, and that was going to be the name. So that's how I came up with electric fitness. So there you have it. All right, so that's going to be the end of this episode of how I came up with the name electric fitness. In the next episode, I'll be covering how I actually came up with the physical location, where I was actually going to set up the box. So yeah, stay tuned for that episode.